Hello, everyone, and welcome to Symphony Banda Podcast. My name is Shirley Korman, and I am a host of this podcast. In each episode, you will hear from seriously smart and interesting symphonians about their projects, successes, and of course, challenges. In today's episode, we will go behind the scenes of famous Avantage project with our one and only Marian Melnychyk, Engagement Center Director. Can you imagine? Marian has been with Symphony for already 9 years and has led the Avantage project since 2021. With over a decade of experience in different technical roles, Marian really understands complex projects and knows how to handle them. On the list of Marian's superpowers, you will find a great technical skills, leadership, making complicated things simple, amazing guitar play and singing, and just being a great person to know. So we are really lucky to have Marian at Symphony and on our today's episode as well. Hello, Marian. Glad you are here with us today.
Hello. Hi, Shirley. Hi, guys. Shirley, thank you very much for such great introduction. So I'm a little bit shy. Thank you for such kind of work.
Sure. Actually, this is not my own words, but what people say about you. So it was just a gathered information. So
thank you.
So guys, grab your headphones, get ready to hear all about the Avantage project from Marian today. So to get the thing started, I always want to make like an intro, and let's get to the stage of launching of Avantage project, yes, to the beginning. And maybe, Marian, you can tell us what is Avantage project about and how was the start of it in 2021?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so let's think about
some flashbacks,
Yeah, some flashbacks, some history already. Yeah. Okay. So firstly, let's probably me a little bit explain what's actually the Avantage company is doing. So they actually are creating the games which have the unique capabilities of the competitions with those games. So actually, the idea is pretty simple, and but still kind of the genius things sometimes
always
it's
simple.
Yeah, exactly. So basically you are in order to play some game, you are actually enrolled to some competitions or contacts which are called within the Avantage platform. Some of those competitions maybe can be free, some of them can cost $1, some $2, $10, whatever. You just decide for yourself how much it's okay for you. Then you enroll to those contacts, and you actually playing this with other players who actually pay the same amount of the money, and based on your efficiency within the game and this competition, you will be somewhere in the leaderboard, and basically the people who is on top of leaderboard, they will be splitting the bank. And this model is very interesting because actually it's sitting a little bit kind of in the middle between the game and gambling world, because in the end, in those games you're betting. Actually, you make the bets on some different outcomes, but you are using the points like the virtual money. And in the end, like, if in the classical gambling business, you are, so if you are winning, the casino or sportsbook platform is actually losing. But in this, you actually, you are not playing against of the company. You play just with those people who is in the same competition. And for this platform, we implemented the game which called Avantage Baccarat, which actually the unique view from our client to the old, I don't know, from the 17th century or something like that, card game. And they can actually introduce so you actually will see the Baccarat almost in every casino around the globe. But it's like there it's pretty much simple game with the just less than minute for the one hand. But if you're talking about Avantage Baccarat, it's like much more complicated. So we'll have this. We have 6 players with the like different places around when you can place a bet, and like the odds which are calculating specifically for this moment. And basically the idea that we are recording something which is happening, the game which is happening in studio or in some of the streamers which are playing, and then we together with the game information are presented this for the end clients. And the idea is that they simultaneously see what's actually happening in the studio and also can bet on this. So it's like this thing, yeah. Also, like if we talk about the in general Avantage project, we as a Symphony were responsible for the Avantage Baccarat game for whole bet.
So it was for specifically area of responsibility, yes, this Baccarat.
Exactly, yeah. So actually everything which is related to the game was implemented from our side. And also the big part from our side was that actually the data warehouse. So basically the Symphony team made an incredible job actually with the implementing data warehouse without even production in that moment. So that was challenging.
But podcast, we see how good is the Symphony team, yeah?
So
it's not the first question when we have such a result. Sorry, go ahead.
Done the great job with those things. And so this was a little bit context about the what we were doing with this project. But if we talk about the history, we didn't know much about all of those things when we were starting. I remember that for me it was like interesting time when we actually finished the Coral project. I take the month's vacation because there was no like particular project in that moment. I just refreshed fully, and I remember that like the first day after I come from the vacation, Eduardo just came to me and say, "Oh, okay, so we have some prospect. Looks like we only won on a tender, and
so easy peasy."
Yeah, easy peasy. So we'll most likely this thing. So, but they have pretty comprehensive request for proposal, and it was really big one. So they actually. There was the huge document with the whole bunch of the requirements for the potential vendor, bunch of the functional questions, how every step, every piece of functionality will be implementing, and what is our idea, what kind of technology. They were asking like millions questions about what kind of our previous experience, so how we implemented this, like how we'll be doing with the different projects. So this was looking scary, but with the information that we have, we only won for this.
So you were like chill.
Yeah, it was like kind of, yeah. So we still need to do the good work and kind of answer for everything, but yeah. So more or less, everything will be good. But the procedure was pretty kind of strict, and like with all those schedules, like the official calls, like, and we there was one step like when all vendors who is actually in this participate in this tender were able to ask the questions and receive answer from the Avantage. And okay, so there's supposed to be one call. We were kind of not really understanding how it would be possible, to do this on one call, but whatever. So, and we just see invite on this call, and we start calculating people there. And
you were not the only one, aren't you?
We definitely were not only one. And we understand that if we just count the host of the emails, we found another 15 companies who were also like part of this tender. Which actually changed picture a lot. And yeah, it was like, this significant moment when we were not sure, because, one thing, very complicated RFP, and then also the amount of the time which we need to spend for the proposal when we are only one in a competition, and another one when we have another
15 competitors.
Yeah, exactly. But in that moment, actually, Theo decided that Theo believed in us, that we were able to win, and probably he were pretty lucky with this bet. So we finally won, this proposal. We started with this company, I believe, in the May 2021, I believe. Yeah, so this was the start of the project. Yeah, so then we started, and we become one of the biggest vendor for this for Avantage.
So you see, everything happened for like as it has to be, because maybe, yes, if we will have some assumption, maybe if you know that there will be so many competitors, you will be too nervous on this first interview, and maybe the things could went other way. So it's like, I don't know, maybe it's not a coincidence, but
I definitely agree with you. So anyway, we're trying to do our best, to achieve, the best result possible. But still there is a big thing which depends on the luck, like, and what amount of the information which Sometimes, more information is probably not the good thing.
yes, definitely it can play against you. But yeah, I'm great that everything worked.
Never know.
With trust from Teo, with your team, you did a great job. So as you see, like, it was long 2021, now it's 2024, so everything worked.
Yeah. So actually, our the product. So definitely, like during the execution of the product, we have huge amount of the different problems, and like reshaping with the client, like the different decisions, like which we were supposed to adjust, and we adjusted actually to those things. It was not everything easy. But actually, even with all of those challenges, we completed, and we released this to the production. So, and with the very limited amount of the kind of production defects, so it was like successful from the technology side for sure. So like we've done what we promised. Yeah.
That's cool. And yeah, Marian, you are with this project since the very beginning, yes, since all the stages of this interviewing, all these calls. And what keeps you personally interested and motivated to stay in this project, yes, for all these years?
Probably the two things. So first one, I would say, actually, this is team. So we had really good team on this project, and really great professionals and people who were working together, like even I probably will say this later, that we were like since beginning a newer team, like, and it was a lot of challenges since this thing, because we were trying this firstly. So still the team were like brilliant, and those amount of the professionals, and like how they were working, what the results they were showing. So this like definitely drive you to do more, and actually also to like stay within the project and keep your promises. And another is actually to keep your promises, and like if you are committing on something, so this at least on my side. So okay, so it could be tough in some moment, not always the pleasure. But yeah, so this is something on which you're committed, and you need to do this. And in the end, when you have the successful result, so this is something which is definitely show to me that okay, so it was not something which we done for purpose. And yeah, so we had the very good result for the company, and we had a great growing for the people. Also the client received their value. So those sometimes small, sometimes bigger wins, they are definitely driving you to the next work. Or even some of the problems and mistakes.
But there's no success without challenges, without mistakes and problems. It's like, I don't say it in English, but only 3 cheeses in this box, where mouse gets
yeah, for sure. But yeah, in the end, if even from the kind of mistake on, like even if the situation was not the most pleasant one, but you can make some thoughts in your head would be to prevent this in future, so you become richer. So
definitely it's an area for improvement.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, this probably was the answer. Sorry for a long one.
No, it's totally good. But I'm now curious. You have also mentioned, yes, that you, yes, Avantage project. Yes, your team was Anywhere project since very beginning, because usually in Symphony, this becomes like a team. We are gathering one team in one location, then we are adding people from other location. Yeah, and it's become international and Anywhere. Your project was Anywhere since very beginning, and you have also mentioned about some challenges. Yes, and I'm now very curious, and I bet our listeners also would like to hear what was this I don't know, benefits or challenges that this Anywhere aspect has brought to you.
Yeah, that like in that, so you're completely right that till that moment, at least my projects were like building across one location. Then we, for example, adding some additional people from the different locations, or like the additional teams from the different locations. But still, it was like extended model. So still you have some main location and that more people from the different one. But if you talk about the Avantage, so that it was already time like when we moved to this like post-COVID world, like to different new reality. This was one thing which potentially like gives us those options, and another one was like that we were pretty tough with the time. With the time for the staffing team, and that was really huge demand from the client actually to complete this within the short period of time. And for us, actually, Anywhere opened this huge amount of the opportunities, because we were not closing only on one market, but we were like extended. In that moment, we were okay. Anywhere, it was purely Anywhere. So probably we just like let's not go too far, like just to avoid those time differences problems. But still, even if with those we were pretty open, because like we were still thinking about potentially covering some of the overlaps more with the clients, because the client is less. So yeah, this was very new for us, and yeah, it was a little bit scary to start, but okay, so we were just okay, let's start, so then we'll see. And yeah, so it was, I remember from this time, and actually definitely Katerina Idiarto will share the same, because she was my buddy with trying to solve how we'll be dealing with those Anywhere teams in that moment, and she helped me a lot. But we were in the moment that we, also Oля Ternova as a people partner were helping us a lot. We were definitely, that was the time when we were on the field, but we don't know what is the right path. But we were slowly trying, like, you are trying just little bit, and then, okay, is it working? No, okay, let's try a little bit different. And yeah, differently trying to do this, because the probably the biggest problem were to build this like feeling of the team, like to be not just the separate amount of the individuals who just connected with the one team's group, but the real team. So the team who has one goal, or one goals, and moving into the to the same direction, and like cooperate between each other in order to achieve those goals. So this was the challenging one. So I cannot say that like in everything we'll like we're perfect, but I believe we achieved pretty good results. So yeah, and team, and in the end,
good results.
Yeah, so from the one side there was some challenges.
It's always very challenging to be the first one who will go on this pathway. It's always very responsible, very challenging. Yet to be the first one who will do it like this way. So for you guys, it was you were this leaders who walked this way for the first time. Now it's a totally normal thing. Yes, all the projects are international and Anywhere, but you guys, it was I think it was one of the biggest challenge for you, but you handled it.
Yeah, but the good point, which I just sorry not fully managed answered on your question, because you were asking about the benefits, and there is really benefits in those things. And the benefits, it's actually your team, it's become much richer from the cultural perspective. So
yes.
you are much opener for the new things, what's happening in the from the client. Like you have the different opinions from the people, like from the different cultures. And sometimes, like if with the more like classical team from the one location, you might say that okay, we just don't understand what's happening in the with this like multicultural like anywhere team. There would be guy who will say that, oh, okay, so guys, you probably just don't understand. Let's hear from this perspective and
other vision, like.
And when this is the guy from the team, so the team is more likely will listen this and get this information. Also, you receive those, like, if sometimes like working from the different time zones, it's also can be the challenge, but it also can be your benefit, because you sometimes, if you're talking, for example, with the support of the project, when we have some production, you just and you have people across the globe with the different time zones, you just for the client, it's you may bring some very efficient model when there is no need to take anyone like to work overnight to support something, or be in case of any problem, or resolve some critical production defects, because you just will have the person who will be working exactly in this time
in its regular working hours.
Yeah, exactly. So this kind of, sometimes like we with those challenges, it also brings you some additional benefits, and yeah, you just need to look from the different perspectives.
I'm really glad that your team has this benefit from the challenges, I would say.
And the very good thing that the person who is working in the multicultural anywhere team has friends in a different location. So you can travel around the globe, and you always will have someone who will host you.
Yeah, that's definitely a great benefit. I totally agree on this point. Okay, Marian, you have also mentioned about about your great team and a great work you have done. And so since you are since very beginning of this project, maybe you can share some interesting behind the scenes stories about the Avantage project that people might not know about.
I probably don't really. So most of the people who are actually working on the project, they definitely know about the story, but like it's just something. The moments when I was like super proud of the team, and proud of the results which we have, and like from the every individuals who is in the team, who was in the team in that moment. It's probably the moment when the full-scale war started, and that because of this anywhere locations, and we had the people from the different places around the Ukraine. And if for some this was relatively safe to work, then for others, they will, like, in the priorities, they're supposed to find some safe place firstly and then back to work. And that was the really great time when of unity in a team, when the people who were in the safer locations from different countries, not in Ukraine, they were like okay to kind of overwork, like to cover the task which was supposed to be done by the people who were not able in that moment to work. Yeah, so this was the great cooperation, and I remember that for me it was like very little, actually. It was not management, it was just let's do this, and guys just okay. So we just it was purely a decentralized work, and people just were talking between each other, and handling sometimes, which is even the things which was not
handleable.
Not even verbally said, but they were just doing this, and it was fantastic. So there, some of the people probably the whole team were for a couple of weekends were working just in order to close everything. And that was the great, like, this cooperation. But probably the greatest was actually the result. Because in the end, even with everything that the client understands, that we are in a complicated position, that everything, all these things, we still, there was no deadlines which was moved because of us. So everything which our team were promising or committing even before starting the war were completed even when the war was started. So, and this is really great achievement of the whole team. So yeah, this is something which, yeah, definitely we should be proud of.
Yeah, you definitely have to be proud of it, because no matter what and no matter how you succeed, yes, and manage with all the deadlines, despite all the circumstances and pressure and stress and frustration, yeah, and the list of these bad emotions can be unlimited, because we know how hard it was. And but when you were talking about supportiveness from symphonians from other countries, that's something like it's a great like to see it once again. But as for me, it's something like a part of our culture, because I don't know how, but I feel that I can always count on the people from any locations. But if we are like all in Symphony, I can count on them, and it's another sign for it. And I think the client, yes, was also very happy, and maybe also not expecting this outcome. He was maybe trying or thinking that he will understand if something had not worked, like some work is not done. But I think he was pretty surprised.
Yeah, definitely. They were, because they were very supportive to us, and like they were definitely understand everything, and they were saying about this, so really scared about what's happening. But and for them it was really surprising that so anyway they were saying, okay, so maybe Symphony that you are in this situation, let's postpone something, and that okay, no guys, everything is fine. So there is business need. We have this like some superpower. We'll find it and we'll do this. And it was just not because I was saying, but I was at that moment I were in a perfect sync with the team. So I understand that team were able to do this. Because anyway, in that moment, security, it was the most important thing. And we were always saying that like work, it's important, but anyways, you need to be safe first. Yeah, but even with those things, so I were sure that the team, what team can do, and with those things, I were committing on something. And for clients, it was like really something which actually gives us opportunity to, I believe, actually not create those risks for the clients, because there's always like something which is creating additional risk. But if those clients see that even in the most complicated things, there is nothing which is impacting their deadlines and their business, so what's the point to think about like more I don't know, less dangerous times?
Yes, that's true. You definitely showed the great performance in stress times. So in a good times, I bet your performance is even on the higher level. But in general, from our discussion and from our talk today, so you have things to be proud of. You have things to be, I don't know how to say it correctly, not proud of, but many things, happy moments to remember, some unexpected stories, yes, as on your very beginning of the Avantage project. So a great recap since 2021. And I hope that these memories are also pleasant and happy for all of your team, because you altogether did a great job. And yes, so it was really insightful, and I bet our listeners will also know a lot more now about Avantage project, why it is so famous yes in Symphony, and some inside stories about this project. Thanks to you, Marian.
Sure, no problem. If you guys have more questions, I'm always happy to answer.
Yes. Yeah, so. Thank you very much for sharing these insights, your flashbacks, your memories and emotions. Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure to have you today as my guest.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.